American than most of the Americans living in America.
After 48 years in the United States, the decorated army...
See, this is the reason why Congress should pass a bill that would allow any veteran who is an immigrant who served this country honorably, once they're discharged with an honorable discharge, they should be granted citizenship automatically. That should be law. If that was law, this right here would not be happening. And it's sad that this man served his country, received a Purple Heart from America for his service. Now he is forced to deport to South Korea. That is crazy. That is un-American. We shouldn't be doing that to an American who fought for a person who fought for this country. It's a crime shame. And it should be not happening at this time.
Army veteran deported himself to South Korea. Some final hugs with his kids, parents, aunts, and friends, not knowing when he'll see them again.
This really kills me that I just have to drop everything and leave like this.
Park moved to the U.S. when he was 7.
He was 7 years old when he moved to America. 7 years old.
Legal permanent residency under a green card. At 19, he joined the Army and fought in Panama during the...
Just imagine you're 19 years old, who you're an immigrant, you're not even a citizen, and you sign up for the Army. Not only sign up for the Army, but you go fight for America. And you're wounded while you're fighting for America. And now you're forced to deport. No matter what he done, when he was going through all his issues, he still shouldn't be deported for it. Because he fought for this country and received a Purple Heart.
Noriega War in 1989. He was awarded a Purple Heart for his bravery. Park returned to his then home in Los Angeles, where he suffered from severe PTSD.
Just think about all the soldiers who come back from war and suffer from PTSD. They become homeless. They become drug addicts. These people need help. And at the time he came back, he needed help. But now we are punishing him for the things he did when he was suffering from PTSD before he was able to straighten his life up. We are punishing him by forcing him to deport himself at this time. That is not right. That is un-American. That is crazy.
To marijuana to cope and moved to Hawaii in 1995 for a better lifestyle. But he became addicted to crack cocaine and struggled for years to get clean. In 2009, he was convicted for drug and bail offenses and served 2.5 years in prison. When he was released, ICE agents detained him and revoked his green card. He fought deportation in court and as a Purple Heart veteran was allowed to stay in the U.S.
As a Purple Heart veteran, he was allowed to stay in this country under deferred action. Just imagine. He's been in this country all these years after he fought for this country, suffered PTSD, went through a drug addiction, and then he was allowed to stay in this country because of his Purple Heart.
Under deferred action, as long as he checked in each year and stayed clean and sober. Park turned his life around. He became a loving father to his 2 children and cares for his aging parents.
These last 14 years have been great. Like, I'm really proud of myself, proud of my kids, how I've been acting and how I've been living my life.
But this month, officials told him he had to leave the country or be detained and forcibly deported.
Just imagine. He turned his life around. He was proud of what he done by turning his life around. He was given the opportunity to stay in this country because of his Purple Heart and his honorable service to this country. Just for Trump to come along and said, no, we don't care about what you've done for this country. We don't care about your Purple Heart. You got to go. That's cruel. That is very cruel. People like Stephen Miller, who never served this country, who never thought about serving this country in battle, have the audacity to make people like this guy a hero, deport. That is cruel. That is un-American. This man should not be forced to leave his family knowing that he served America honorably with a Purple Heart. That's sad. And people should be fighting for people like this guy who served America. Not only served America, but he was wounded for America. We shouldn't be treating him like that. We should be treating him like a hero, like every American veteran who served honorably. That's crazy.